I'm Shane from Wedding Win, and today my guest is Lauren Garbutt from Lauren Garbutt Photography. Lauren, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So, Lauren, how long and how did you get into wedding photography?
I first started shooting music photography, which I still do. And then just from there, I just met a lot more people from shooting bands and then going to university. And then those people started getting engaged. And now I do this. This is my job now.
Wonderful.
It's crazy.
So tell me about George.
George is a 12-year-old Pomeranian Chihuahua. He's the light of my life.
So, Lauren, how would you describe your photography style?
I would classify it as kind of more natural, a lot of candids. I incorporate a lot of movement and the landscape into my work. I don't edit very dark or bright. It's more like true to colors, kind of on the warm side.
So, Lauren, what sets you apart from other wedding photographers?
I don't want this to sound like vain or anything, but like me. I don't know.
Well, you're really fun. You're fun to hang around with.
Yeah.
I enjoy every wedding that I'm at, and you're there. It's extra fun. And I don't know if the bride and grooms have that much fun with you. I'm pretty sure they do. Right?
I hope so. I think so. They tell me they do.
Tell me your experience, Lauren, about different types of weddings you've done.
Ooh, I try and travel as much as I can. I like to go to BC for weddings as much as I can. That's my favorite, or just across wherever. I've shot weddings in Hawaii, BC, East Coast. Yeah, I don't know, I would say. Well, around here it's a lot of wineries and stuff, obviously. Niagara, you know.
Wonderful. Now, besides weddings, what else do you do? What other kind of photography?
Ooh, I do a lot of music photography. Every wedding comes with an engagement shoot, so a lot of engagement shoots, which I love engagement shoots. They're a lot more chill, easygoing. There's no time limit, so I find that's really fun. And I do a lot of theater stuff too, and family photos.
Tell me about your planning process. How does that work from start to finish? Obviously, you do engagement photos first, and they're included with your package already.
I include them with anything that's over 6 hours. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And what's the time like? How does it work? So say, with a couple that's hire your services, what's the time? How does everything work?
From email to everything?
Yeah.
So usually they'll send me an inquiry. I'll respond in usually 24 to 36 hours. And then I have a meeting with them. I've still been having a lot of Zoom meetings, but I do in-person meetings. I don't know what you've had, but. And then after that, we do the contract and the retainer. And then the engagement shoot, and I send a questionnaire for that as well before that, so we can kind of cater the shoot to what they like to do and stuff that will make them feel more comfortable. And then after that, the wedding, I send another questionnaire right before that. And then I get final payment right before the wedding, and then shoot the wedding. And then I send teasers after the wedding.
How soon after the wedding do they get the teasers?
Usually a day or two.
Oh, wow.
And I tend to send too many. I always send 30 to 60 or 70 sometimes. It's a lot, but I can't help it.
When you get your final album, how long roughly?
Usually I send them in an online gallery and then put them on a USB, and then they have the option to add on a printed album after too. But usually I figure that out after they've already gotten their photos, because then they know more of what they might want just because they've seen everything. And then usually it takes me it depends on the time of year. In the spring, I'm pretty fast, and I usually get weddings to people in 3 weeks. But in the fall, it takes longer just because everything's backed up. Everybody's doing engagement shoots and family shoots in the fall, and most weddings. So then usually it's closer to around 8 to 12 weeks, I would say, average.
Lauren, how do you capture all the key moments for weddings?
Well, just from going to so many weddings, I think that I'm good at anticipating moments. So I ask people for a shot list if they want to give me one, but I don't need basic stuff. I'll ask people for family lists or anything that I might not know, godparents, or if they have any family situations. I always ask about any family dynamics so I can avoid an awkward situation during family photos if they've separated parents or anything like that too. I also try and be involved in the scheduling of the day. Yeah.
So describe a time that
you had a challenging moment that you actually captured and it turned out beautiful?
The one time I shot a wedding and sadly the groom's father had passed away, and we went to the cemetery to like go visit his grave and like pour one out and everything. And it was just like a lot of people crying, but it was very nice, but it was really sad. So like that was very emotional to document, but they turned out really beautiful.
How do you stay up to date with all this, like the current technology in terms of like everything, really? Different camera gear and all that. How do you stay up to date with all that?
Usually I'm not like a gear hound. Like I don't buy that much gear unless I need it. So I don't really keep up to date with like a lot of technology in that way. But I listen to a lot of podcasts and like editing stuff and like computer kind of like workflow things. And I've actually been shooting a lot of film, which is kind of interesting because it's like going back to like old technology, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that's like vintage stuff.
Yeah, but that's really fun. It's new for me, well, newish for me.
So Lauren, how do you decide, so you take all these pictures, how do you decide which ones make the cut?
Usually I go through and I take out anything where people are like obviously blinking or like a little blurry, or doubles where like things are almost identical. But I give people too many photos, honestly. I'm not good at culling.
Yeah. What's your average?
If I'm there for a 10-hour day and there's 2 photographers, I would say I average like 1,200 photos.
Wow.
Which is on the high side. But it's not unheard of, but it's a lot.
Wow.
But yeah.
What a bargain.
I know. But especially because a lot of people hire me because they like candids and that kind of more natural looking like poses and stuff. So then I give people more just because like people like different angles of themselves. And a lot of the times the ones that people post are not the ones that I would have picked. So I just give them more because I feel like it's just better in the end.
How do you make the couples feel comfortable when they're doing photos with you?
I ask them a lot of questions to get to know them more, and then I try and incorporate like stuff that they already like to do into their engagement shoot and stuff. And then I'm just like kind of a silly person, I think, which helps make people feel comfortable. Yeah, like even when people are nervous, by the end of the shoot, they're always like, that was way easier than I thought. So that's good.
Can you share a time with me where you went above and beyond? You had a word shoot.
Ooh. What do you think? When have you been ever helpful? All kinds of, honestly, like all kinds of like little things. Like I've had people's cars break down and then I like drove them to the ceremony, like gone to the store for people that like needed like sewing kits, like all kinds of like random stuff like that. Carried a lot of dresses. I'm trying to think of other examples. Yeah. One time I carried somebody off of a rock in the ocean to the shore on a piggyback so that they didn't get their dress wet.
Tell me about, like, do you have different packages? Is everything custom made, or how does that work?
Mostly I have a 6-hour and a 10-hour package, but people can do like 8 or whatever they want, like whatever is better for the day. But I find 10 hours is definitely the most common one. It covers like an hour and a half of getting ready to all the, like some dancing, all the reception stuff that's important. And then I include engagement shoots with all of my packages. And then people can add on like albums and stuff after. Or I've been adding film onto my packages too, which is fun. Yeah.
Tell me about an engagement story. Just tell me something memorable.
The most memorable that I can think of is I was shooting an engagement shoot in BC and a humpback whale came out of the water when we were on the beach. I lost it. I lost my mind. It was great.
Share something with me that you've heard from past clients that they said about you.
The feedback I get most common is that I'm fun, flexible, like I'm very easygoing, very chill. I make people feel comfortable. I always ask people questions to like get to know them better, to try and incorporate their own personalities too. I try not to like force all of my own ideas on people, but I do try and get a lot of creative shots too, like different kind of compositions and things like that.
Okay, so tell me about your future plans and aspirations with Lauren Garbutt photography.
I've been shooting a lot of film, so I want to keep doing that more. It's really fun. It like makes you slow down. I feel like you get a lot of genuine moments from shooting film, and it also like once I send it off, it comes back really fast, and I don't have to like do a bunch of editing to it, which is nice because then I can send that off to people faster as well.
Have you noticed any new trends for weddings lately?
I guess film,
Film. Yeah, the film's coming back.
yeah, like film, like a filmy or editing too. I feel like people shoot a lot more candidly now, or like there's definitely more emphasis on doing more like prompted posing, where you give somebody an action to do as opposed to just being like stand here and like put your arm here and like smile at me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's more of like, oh, like spin her around, like whatever, like run through the field. I don't know.
Yeah, have you done that? You've got them to run through a field?
Yeah, I'm trying. That wasn't a good example, but yeah.
You've done it?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. What else have you done?
I've done a lot of beach shoots, but where people get in the water like without shoes on, but not a lot where they're like fully in there.
Thank you, Lauren and George, for joining us on Wedding Win. If you guys want to find Lauren on the web, you can find her at laurengarbutt.com, or you can find her profile on weddingwin.ca. Click the link below.